Hey guys, welcome back to another UDK Learning tutorial. Let me check everything. Yep, everything's good. Okay, this is what we're going to do. The next one in this tutorial of advanced materials and the material editor is a LERP, which is called a linear interpolate. Press L and left click, and it should bring it up. Now, what a LERP is basically a splitter. It takes a mask and uses the mask to split between two textures or two colors, whatever, two inputs. Let's just put it that way. But basically, you take your alpha channel or any of the other channels, it doesn't matter because they're all going to render in black and white in the alpha. You cannot use the black because the black, unless they've changed that recently. I know in the older ones you couldn't use the black, but anyway, we're going to change this. We're going to go green. We're going to take this to 1 on the B side, and we're going to go blue on the A side, which is 1. And there's a reason I'm doing this, and I'll show you in a minute. Alright, first thing I want to explain is this. A LERP goes, A and B are two variables. A is 0. It's always 0. And we know with the material editor, 0 is what? Black. So if in this mask, anything that's black will render anything that's plugged into the A. That's the only place it will render on our material. B is anything other than black, which is other than 0. Greater than, less than, whatever. I mean, it will be 0. So let's plug all this stuff up and see what we got. Plug all this. We'll go and plug this. Just plug this directly into Fuse, and it should pop right up. And I'm using the alpha channel, so it's not really going to do well. Let's go with the red. There we go. The alpha on this is a little bit different, so you can't really use it. It's looking for an 8-bit black and white. And there you go. There's your black and white. And you notice even the red spot is green. And the reason that is because what I said a while ago. It's greater than 1. I mean greater than 0. Anything greater than 0 will be the color B. Will be whatever's plugged into B. Anything that's equal to 0 will be what's plugged into A. It's fairly simple. I mean, like I said, it's a splitter, and you have a template for the splitter. You can split it up any way you want to. I use the LERP a lot in my landscape materials. The LERP, if you use it correctly, can cut down drastically on your repeating materials, especially up close. It can make everything look great. It can also give you, you can use it in your normal too, and it can give you some really good looking normals from a distance and up close. So just giving you that. There you go on the LERP. I mean, that's all there is to it, basically. Let's go ahead and delete it. The next thing we're going to bring in is going to be a constant, which we have here, and we're going to bring in, I got a fly buggered around my face. We're going to bring in, where's that? Texture sample 2D, which is here. Drag and drop. Now what I'm doing is I'm showing you the two different types of it. And the reason it brought this in with it is because I had it selected inside the material editor. Which if you wanted to get rid of it, all you gotta do is press that. It should delete it. It should clear that section out. There you go. Now there is only, actually, no, take that back. Bring this down to your texture sample. I'm thinking constant. I don't know why I'm thinking constant, but it's actually texture sample first. You got your texture sample, which is texture description. Then you go over to your material. Get rid of this real quick. Just get rid of that name. Make it shorter. Give it a sec. Alright, there we go. Now, you got a parameter name, texture, and description. Now what a parameter is in here is a parameter is used outside of the material editor. It can be used by material instance constant. It can be used by Kismet. And it can be used by Matinee for very specific purposes. But actually, if you want to, I'm going to go ahead and give this name texture sample. And the name will change and you'll see it come up, and we're going to give this a sort of a cool looking texture in a minute. Go ahead and actually select it and just hit the green arrow, and it'll import this one back in. And we'll move it up here now. We'll leave those. Just delete the texture sample. Then you got your constant, which is another one. It's the same as your constant. It's called a scalar parameter. If I remember correctly, it should be right up here, but it's not. It's you can type in. There it is. You bring it in, and you can see it's still a parameter too. But if you look at your constant, it's only got one channel. It's an 8-bit channel, and it says R, but it's in black and white. Then you got your parameter, which has your default value, then a parameter name. And this name here is for just different things of that nature. We're not going to use that one. We're going to use a couple other ones, but I just wanted to show you could use this to, well, actually we will use it. I'll show you here in a minute. I'm going to leave these. Actually, we're going to take that and that, delete those out of the scene, out of our material. Delete that. Actually, I need one of those other ones, so mash it 3, bring it back in real quick. Now, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing as you go along, because it's pretty easy. Now we're going to need a vector parameter. P parameters, vector parameter. Now these two are exactly the same, except for 2 or 3 instances. Yeah, 3 things. This one has a RGB only, and it stays inside the material editor. You can't change it. But the parameter, though, you have default value. But if you look, you got this long black bar here. If you click it, oh look, you get a color picker. You can pick whatever colors you want. You can just click up here. You can move it. You can scale it. You can do several different things. I mean, it's really cool the way this thing works. But you get an alpha channel with it too if you look down here. Give it a second to think. I don't know why this thing lags so much. But come down here, and then else you have a parameter name. Parameter, we're going to call this spec highlight. And we're going to give it all a 1. On all these. Sorry, this computer is just like lagging like hell. And this should make it white. And what we'll do is we'll take it down here, get it out sort of out of the way, and we're going to plug